and welcome to Cooked.
A podcast where we attempt to cook and leave it to you guys to rate the dish.
This is our first episode, and we've decided to take a more introductory route, which is why we've titled the first episode, What Do We Call Home?
So, we've all come from different backgrounds and grown up in different places, and all ended up in India at the end. So, we just wanted to do this introductory episode to discuss our cultural shifts and perspectives when we moved from different countries to India. Personally, I grew up in the UAE and I lived in Dubai my whole life. So the cultural shifts that I've experienced have definitely been one to remember and talk about today.
So, what did you feel like?
I felt that there were a lot of different things that were there that were different from UAE and India. Personally, I think that the people and probably the food and everything that was different from UAE and India. That's one to probably talk about as well today. It was there was this one incident where I also experienced. I don't know if y'all know this, but it's actually illegal to be honking in Dubai, which is pretty crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Actually,
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
car, like honking your horn.
You cannot honk in Dubai because it's considered.
That's
That's wild.
Yeah.
that's so different from India. Like that's the only thing you hear in India. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah, the weather must have been fine, right? You must have adapted fine with the
Oh,
weather.
yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
it's crazy hot in both places.
Exactly.
So,
It's like 40 degrees over here right now. It's pretty hot. Pretty
Yeah.
similar to like Dubai.
True,
Yeah.
true.
I mean,
But-
at least we get rain, you know.
Yeah, it rains once in a while here. Bro, yeah. Wait, you know what's happening in Dubai right now? Like,
Yes,
it's
I've
crazy,
seen
man.
it. The amount
Yeah.
of rain, the floods.
I've heard that the drainage systems aren't like enough to hold like all the rainfall.
Because Dubai is like the type of place where it doesn't even rain because it's practically a desert, so it's not built for that type of weather. And like the rain that happened in Dubai recently, it's been like that for the first time in 75 years. So
That's
What
crazy.
did they do? Did they do like a rain dance or something?
like I have no idea, honestly. Like it just
No.
everything was so crazy a couple of days ago. I mean, I can't imagine what people went through. But definitely the weather in India versus Dubai, it's completely different. I love the weather here. That's one thing I will not deny. What
so,
about
like,
you, Sushi?
Well, I don't know if you can tell from my accent, but I mean, I've been in the UK for like most of my life. Let's say around like 12 years, maybe. Like, it's been a long time, alright. So I guess that there's definitely a big difference in the weather. I can definitely tell you that. Like, the weather in the UK, it's always grey, it's always mild, but in India, like you see all sorts of colors here, and I mean that's one thing I love about India. Like, the sky just looks amazing during the sunset and sunrise. It's so nice. And I guess like when I came here, I was actually quite scared, you know? Like I was like, oh, my accent compared to your guys' accent is like completely different, isn't it?
Lot of people I know, I mean, I personally like American and UK accents. I mean, see, like when it comes to me, I'm very insecure about accents and everything, which is why I like other accents.
Yeah, it was definitely a whole new life. It was like turning over a new leaf when I came to India. I can't say it was very similar. Like the whole environment and everything. I mean, you know, like how roads in India are. And if
Absolutely.
you imagine that compared to like a road in the UK, oh wow,
No,
there's a big difference.
Oh my
the
God, the
same goes for
driving,
like
yeah.
Dubai as well. Like the roads in Dubai and the roads in India, they're like two worlds apart. Honestly, it's like night and day.
Isn't it like
Yeah,
sandy though?
See, Dubai has been developing for like such a long time that now we barely see any deserted parts, quote unquote. I mean, it's really
Yeah.
different. It's like changed over the years, and they've like really worked hard on developing a good city.
As I said, there's definitely a big environment change, especially with the people. Actually, I think it was more peaceful in the UK, but I mean, I'm not complaining. I don't mind it being more chaotic here. What about you guys?
What about Shikha?
See,
Oh yeah, that's
I don't really have a lot to say about like transitioning and the people here because I was there for like not as long as you guys were. I was there only for I believe like a couple of like for a year, but like I didn't remember anything because I was like what a year old. But I was there for like a couple of months and yeah, okay. So the thing about America is the people are very loud. Okay, the like whenever you're trying to have a conversation or you're just like walking like in the park, you'll hear like this like white guy, okay, this like big white guy, and his voice is like loud, okay, it's louder than any Indian uncle. Honestly, like it scared me. Yeah, their voices are pretty loud, and it's yeah. The thing with Americans is that they're very confident. Okay, that's like one thing my dad warned me about is that you just have to be confident. You can't just be like, just scared of everything because Americans, like by nature itself, they're very like confident. Okay. They have like very confident personalities. So you'll have to like match up to their, to their characteristics. So like that's one thing that actually intimidated me. So, yeah, I mean, like America itself was like pretty intimidating. The entire experience was intimidating. Honestly, like I couldn't even converse with people there. People couldn't even understand my accent half of the time. It was that bad. Yeah, it wasn't a great experience, but like America itself was it's I mean it's a nice country, I guess. Like the no, I don't know about the people, but like yeah, the place is nice. It's pretty peaceful there. And the places are nice. I mean, I went like Disney World. It's all nice. Yeah. I mean, you all already know about it. Like you've seen it online.
Yeah.
It's a nice place, I guess.
It's really called the dream for a reason. But did you have
sure.
a like a hard time? Did you have a hard time like transitioning to India when you left America?
Yeah, so transitioning wasn't that big of a deal, because I was just there for vacation. Like there wasn't, I'm already pretty adapted to the Indian environment. So, I mean, the only thing that changed really, people didn't really treat me differently over here because same school and everything. And yeah, it wasn't that big of a difference actually. It was like pretty chill. I was there for vacation. But yeah, my experience there overall was, I guess it was nice. I don't know.
That's fair. But did you really like find a lot of difference in moreover like how how do I say like how the country in itself is compared to India? Like did you find it was better? Did you find it
Yeah. Okay, yeah. The first thing I noticed was like when I just landed, obviously, like the infrastructure of America is like completely different than in India. Okay. So I feel like India has a lot more like character when it comes to you'll see like streets and streets like filled with all these like kirana stores. It's nice to see that you don't find that
Yeah.
kind of stuff in America, right? Every building looks the same. Honestly, like this one time I was walking someone's dog and okay, so there the neighborhoods are connected, right? So they have societies which are connected and everything looks the same. So I was just walking the dog and I was just lost, okay, like lost for a good 1 hour. I was like about to call the cops. I was about to call like 911. I'm like, shit, I'm lost. And I didn't have a phone on me. Like I didn't have an American SIM card, so I couldn't really call anyone. The only
Oh
number I could call was
no.
911. So yeah,
Oh
everything
no.
is the same. It looks pretty like it looks sad. Okay, America just looks sad.
did you did you like
Uh,
anything else? Something that stood out in particular?
I guess the I think the stores like yeah, so if you okay, so they have outlet malls there and
Yeah.
everything's like pretty cheap there. Like you could find oh yeah, I like the fact that America has a lot of thrift stores too. I don't you don't find I mean there are some
You
here in
can't even
India.
find
Yeah,
that in India.
Yeah.
even the UK has like loads of thrift stores,
Yeah,
loads of
and
like secondhand, British
yeah.
Heart Foundation, for example. Like you've got
Mhm.
loads of those
Yeah,
everywhere.
they have like Goodwill in America, and the stuff is actually like pretty good there. You could find like a Birkin bag, like a used Birkin bag, or like you,
Whoa.
yeah, it's crazy
Wow.
there. Yeah, it's yeah, the clothes are pretty nice. The culture in America is pretty nice. I mean, yeah, they have Coachella and everything. It's
Oh
a
yeah, Coachella.
yeah, I feel like a lot of people already know how America is. Yeah, okay, so when I was there, I was in Texas, right? So I've already talked to you guys about this, but at the time I was there, like back in 2022, gun shootings were like pretty popular there, right? So you
Yeah.
know how America and gun laws are. They
Yeah.
don't even acknowledge gun laws there. So so I think you're probably familiar with like the really like famous school shooting that happened in Texas, like at this like elementary school, right?
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah. My
about it.
friend
I've
told
seen
me
it.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like 1 hour away from it, so I wasn't like affected
Oh
by that or
man.
anything. Yeah, so that happened while I was there. I'm like, oh shit, America is like crazy, bro. Like so many school shootings, and yeah, so in America they have Amber Alerts. I got like 10 Amber Alerts a day. It's
Wow.
child kidnappings are like crazy there, and yeah, trafficking is like a huge problem
So,
there.
do you guys have like a lot of did you have a lot of school shooting drills? Because I remember in the UK, I had like two school shooting drills throughout the whole of my like school life there, and like we never had to properly do it. So, how about
That's wild. Yeah, so I never went to a school in America, but based off like what I know from other people living there, like I have a couple of friends that live in America and they go to American schools. So yeah, they do have school shootings, I believe like every 3 months or something. And yeah, so you know how school shootings are. They you like basically hide under like you just go to the
yeah,
specific
you hide in a
spots.
classroom and
Yeah,
then
you hide in the
you
classroom.
barricade the
It's
doors.
yeah, it's honestly very sad that they even have a drill in the first place. That just shows how underdeveloped America is. They're not doing anything about it. The government isn't doing anything about it. It's like pretty sad to see all this happening and like just not being able to do
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
apart from the school shootings and the endless suburbs, I guess. I mean, you said every house looked the same.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
like I mean, I've seen pictures as well. I mean, it's honestly amazing how similar, well, not even similar, like they all look the
Yeah.
same. It's
If
like a
you go in
giant back rooms.
exactly. It's all very it's all very urbanized. It's all very like modernized.
Yeah,
America's
I
been
love
known to
that.
have like a lot of stereotypes associated with it. Like, do you
Yeah.
think any of them are true?
Okay.
Do you think any of them should be debunked?
So a lot of people say that Americans are dumb. That's a pretty popular saying. Not
Yeah.
all of them are dumb. I know a
No,
lot of
I don't
yeah.
think so.
I feel like everyone already like knows this isn't true. Like there's so many like bro, you have like Elon Musk. You have okay. So I don't know if you remember. I don't know her name, but like there was this like Disney star, and apparently she's like going to space. She sings.
Whoa.
She's like she like
Uh,
yeah. She's going to space. She was a singer on Disney. She was an actor too, a pretty popular actor. I just don't remember her name, but yeah, America's like bro, like they brew like such like a lot of people with character.
how did that stereotype even come across then? I mean, there's
No,
so many.
see the yeah, that's the reason why we have the stereotypes is because of social media. Like you go, you know, those like
That's fair
physical.
enough.
Yeah, like you're on the streets and they just ask you questions like,
Definitely.
who was the 76th president of the United States, and they just can't say anything. It's stupid, yeah, but like yeah, obviously Americans aren't dumb.
Like you all had drills and all that. I cannot relate to that at all because Dubai is like one of the safest places for people. But I feel like some people may not agree with me. From my experience personally, I feel like I've not seen a place safer than Dubai, even after
Really?
coming to India and even after coming here.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean it's just completely different in itself, just like fire drills, like how any normal school would have.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
school shootings
Not the
are
fire drills.
like parts of it. Honestly, I see people just see. In my opinion, if you want to go to a place like Dubai, and everybody says, "Oh yeah, everybody in Dubai is so rich," or like yada yada, like you'll see Lambos, you'll see Ferraris, all that. That's all true, but you can
That's
only
all
go
true.
to Dubai and like live in Dubai and actually have a good life in Dubai if you're, upper middle class or definitely rich. Because otherwise, you're just like any other person. People,
It's a highly modernized
a lot.
city.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty urban.
it's very.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a new city. I guess they didn't really start construction like
I mean,
it's not like
I would
back in
say
the day,
that, but like definitely they've been a lot quicker with their development.
Yeah, I can.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can definitely say that. I mean, it's very modern. Like, if I went to the UK, you definitely see like like 100-year-old like building just randomly there on the street.
Yeah.
I mean, even my old school was like a building from some monarch. Like I
Okay,
I mean,
so
there are a lot of like aspects of Dubai wherein you see if you go to this like very famous landmark, it's called the Dubai Frame. And what's cool about that landmark is the fact that when you go to the top of it, it's like a frame, and then when you look out, you can see old Dubai versus new Dubai,
Oh,
and you can see like how different it looks. And for a
That's
person
so
who's lived
cool.
there for like their entire life, you can really see, oh yeah, this is what I saw, and like this is now that I'm like leaving, or after a
Oh,
couple
yeah,
years, this
that's
is what I've seen.
nice.
that's nice. Yeah. Wait, I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
ask you, and I think you've like told me before that you've lived in like old Dubai, right? So
yeah.
how does old Dubai like differ from like the Dubai that all of us know?
See, definitely, Old Dubai has a special place in my heart because I lived there, and there are a lot of like things in Old Dubai that even people from like New Dubai or people like who live in New Dubai come to see, like a lot of landmarks. But I feel like if there's one way I can describe Old Dubai, it's like it's like India, if that makes sense.
Really?
There are a lot of
Okay.
like like those like little kiosks, those little like shops, and like these like big streets where you can like roam around, find all these like little knickknacks. And I feel like that really reminds me of India. And yeah, I mean, Old Dubai is just like, it's just different. It feels more homely to me, while New Dubai is just like a lot of buildings, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of like new things that come into place. Yeah, that's what I can say.
I mean, that sounds nice. Like, I feel like the feeling like in India where you have all of those little knickknacks and kirana stores and everything like that. I mean, I feel like there's like a very homely feel to all of that.
Definitely.
I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's nice not to have like everything like super super high tech and futuristic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have something like that once in a while, and I think that's really cool that you have like the old Dubai and new Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice like that.
Definitely, when I go to Dubai like for vacations and stuff, I always end up coming back to old Dubai and just like taking in that whole feeling of, oh yeah, this used to be my home, so let me just just like get into this. It's just good. It's just different.
That's
That's
nice.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
I
what about
mean,
you all?
Oh wait, I
yes.
wanted to ask you about like how the music culture and like drill is pretty popular in UK. You
Oh
guys have a
yeah,
lot
Oh
of
yeah,
concerts. This
UK
isn't a
drill.
stereotype, but like just like a subtopic that I find interesting about UK. Like I like the music that you guys have.
You like the UK drill?
Yeah, UK drill and like yeah, generally too. Like UK has a nice music industry over there. I think I listen
Yeah,
to a lot of yeah.
that's definitely something that you can appreciate. I mean, I wasn't really into that when I was in the UK because I mean, that just wasn't my thing, but there was definitely a lot of hype around UK drill. I mean, there still is a lot of,
Yeah, you guys have like
hype around.
Circle C and yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something that people recognize people who live in the UK by. But yeah, I think that's a really nice part of the, I guess you could say, culture in the UK,
Yeah,
which is
same thing.
nice.
Same thing was with Dubai too. Like you guys, your guys' songs as well. Like it's pretty, it's unique. It's nice.
it's unique.
I mean, if I were
Yeah.
to talk about songs in America, wow, that's a
That's
It's a
lot.
lot.
that's a
That's a
lot. Yeah, I
lot.
mean like
America's known for their like music culture and all that stuff. We just talk about Coachella, we talk about Stagecoach and all that stuff.
exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
y'all pretty much know
There's
everything
just so
about it.
much.
Yeah,
There's just so
it's
much about
wild.
America.
Yeah.
Like, but Shikha, do you really think that when people say that America is like, like a man's dream or like a woman's dream, do you really think that's true or not anymore?
Honestly, see, from my personal experience, like I really want to go to America for my undergrad. Like, and I feel like it's a place. America's like a place full of potential. So, it's not like India where the only like two paths that you have to choose. Like as a typical like Indian family, you're forced to take IIT or like or,
Definitely.
or like yeah, do medicine or like maybe become a lawyer. I don't know. That depends.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
like,
so in America, there's like potential for everything. Like you have universities that offer that yeah, they offer a lot of unique courses. It's very like diverse there. And yeah, and you're paid pretty well for depending on what you take. Like it doesn't matter if you're like a carpenter, you're still you might still make like what 2K per year per month, which is like pretty it's fine. It's I mean, yeah, if you were a carpenter in India, you'd probably earn like what 2,000 rupees.
True.
So it's a place full of potential, and you're paid very well. So what most people say, like I have relatives in America, and that was like one of the first things they told me. They were like, people in America, they live to work. People in India work to live. So yeah, everyone in America is like very hardworking. Like the only reason they live is to work, which is why like America's a very it's already developed. It's a pretty like yeah, it's a pretty developed country. There's a lot of potential for everything. And I think that's why we have a lot of good companies from there. Like we have Facebook, we have Tesla, SpaceX. Yeah. America's a place full of potential. And I think that's why America is considered like a man or woman's dream. It's yeah, there's a lot of potential.
That's
So
a really nice way to put it. You know, we
Yeah.
don't just work to live, we live to work. Like,
Exactly.
that's a
Yeah.
really nice way to put it. I mean, I guess with it's like, of course, it's huge. You know, its size comes loads of opportunities. I mean, loads of global work. Of course, that's obviously that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just like built into any average American's mindset. That's just how they're brought up. Okay, like that's why like America is just like a very developed place. It's just the people. It's about the people.
But
Yeah.
do you think like when we all know that when you come to India, you always see a lot of like slums, you see a lot of poor people. Is there any reason that you don't see more of that in America? I'm not saying it doesn't exist. but
Yeah.
that's definitely
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be poverty
Yeah,
somewhere.
there's poverty everywhere. Yeah.
definitely yeah.
In
Exactly.
The thing is, okay, see, the thing is, America also has a lot of, it's not as extreme as it is as in India, but yeah, it definitely exists there. The thing is, it's just treated it's treated comparatively better. Poverty is treated better there because they have a lot of, okay, so like I was talking about like Goodwill, they have many
Yeah.
government offered
Amenities.
services.
It's
Yeah,
the same
amenities.
within the UK as well. Like you
Yeah.
have all of these foundations. I think there's like the Night Watch or something
Mhm.
in the UK about like feeding homeless people especially. I remember taking part as that when I was a kid in the UK, and yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's probably why it's less apparent in like countries like the UK and America.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that those foundations aren't in India, but I feel like I'm not sure how to put
Yeah,
it.
it's not as effective as it is in India.
It's
Like
not
if
as
we,
effective.
yeah, if
Yeah.
we had something like that in India, like it take like like a lot of funding, and I don't think we are as
Especially with like
aggressive.
the people here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the
Yeah.
attitude, there's difference in attitudes as well.
Exactly. The mindset is completely different. Like we aren't as progressive as the people in more like developed countries. So yeah.
But people
I
would
mean,
still argue that India's developing faster because they're taking part in a lot of initiatives with international
which is
countries
a
and,
good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
But when it comes to the talk about poverty and stuff, I feel like the population plays a big role because you
Yeah.
really cannot do anything with
Exactly.
Honestly,
being
yeah.
the biggest country. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the population in America is like what I think it's definitely lesser than India. What India's like the like top like it's
yeah, it's literally the most
it's
populated.
the highest
I think
populated
I
country.
think
Yeah.
America's like 400 million at this point.
Yeah, it's not as high. It's a pretty big country, but not a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that definitely plays a role because poverty can. I mean, the population can really
Exactly.
affect how many resources can be utilized
Yeah.
in general. So
I mean, India has around 1.4 billion
yeah,
people.
it's
So
now it's surpassed like China as well. It's now
Exactly,
the
yeah.
most
yeah,
populated.
if you compare that to just a country with less,
Yeah.
a lower population count, then obviously there's going to be changes. I mean, especially if you were to compare India and the UK, if you see how small the UK is compared to India, and then
It's
of
like
course
nothing.
it's nothing exactly. It's like a tiny little smidge of land compared to India. And
Definitely.
yeah, that's why you can't really go around comparing poverty in that way as well, because of course there's obviously gonna be differences with the population count, and
Yeah.
there's gonna be other factors as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, but that aside, I don't think I can deny. How our episode is called "What Do We Call Home?" So I was feeling like, oh, I've been in the UK for like 12 years, but then again, as soon as I came to, you have that homely feeling, like your hometown,
Definitely.
like
Yeah.
that. But then again, if you've been in another country for a very long time, you can't. It's very hard to decide like, oh, which one do I feel at most home with? Because I've made so many great friends in the UK. I've made so many great friends in India as well. And that's where I can't really find like I can't come to a decision of what I feel most at home with. What about you guys?
No, that's definitely true for me as well. Being born and brought up in Dubai really like shifted what I thought about India as well. I was never like a big fan of India. I'm going to be so honest. I used to come there um for vacations like every year, but I never felt as if that it would be my home. And when I came here back in 2021, I really did not expect to love it as much as I do now, and like making all these memories, like meeting all these new people, meeting friends, meeting like and like different types of people. I think that really changed what my outlook on how I look at things. And again, like how Susheni said, that I really can't come to a conclusion of what do I call my home, because Dubai will always definitely be my first home. That's where I was brought up. That's where I've been raised. But I feel like I'm slowly transitioning into the phase of me actually maybe calling India my home as well. Maybe my second home in a way.
Exactly. Even I feel like that. How about you,
That's
Shreya?
nice. See, I can't really say anything because, as I mentioned, like I was only there for a couple of months, so I haven't
Yeah,
really
okay, that's
felt.
a completely different
That's a, yeah,
thing. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, but like if I were to go there for my undergrad, I'd imagine America being quite like unsettling. Like honestly, I feel like it'd be much harder to socialize with people, and the fact that I'd had no family there in the first place is already pretty sad. Like I'll probably be there like alone. So I can't really justify I can't really justify this because I haven't like fully experienced America like you guys have, like with your family and like with friends, and you guys have been like brought up there. I was like just born there and I was there for like a couple of months. That's it. So um I don't know. Right now, I'm like pretty close with everyone in India. I like that I have a lot of family here. I like that I have a lot of friends here. So I feel like even if I were to go to America, I'd still consider India like pretty comparatively closer to my heart. Yeah,
Definitely. No, that makes total sense.
yeah,
I
because I
mean,
have
for
like
all
yeah,
of us that we're all Indians at heart.
yeah, by
So
birth.
India's always
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
our
it is always
gonna be
with
our
us.
home.
Yeah,
But there's gonna be that feeling with
Yeah.
like places that you've been for like ages. Like I've made so many good friends. It's really hard to, you know,
Just
say,
like brush
"Oh,
that off.
I'm
yeah,
not associated." Yeah, exactly. You can't just brush it off like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes like your home for like home. It's like all the relatives, all the friends.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
It's
It's
all like
just
family and friends. It's all like the
exactly. Yeah,
experiences that you had. Like it really differs from people
yeah,
to people. But honestly, I'll be so honest, but I still have that little bit of attachment to Dubai and UAE in general, because I have my entire family over there. I barely have family in India, so I
yeah.
never
That
never
makes
deny that.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense. Yeah. I mean, if I mean, like based on my time there, I still have times where like I wish I was back there. Like even like
definitely,
today, I wish that I could like maybe go to America for like summer or something because it was like a nice experience.
exactly.
Yeah,
yeah,
just for
Yeah.
summer, just like a visit there. Like
definitely,
because
yeah.
yeah, why not?
No, I mean
But I
I'm
think
still longing
it's
for that.
it's honestly I think it's nice though, like having like I guess two different homes in a sense. Like it's nice having like loads of attachment to two different places. I mean, you get to see both sides of it. It's really nice that way. I mean, I still talk to my friends in the UK, and it's honestly amazing because you get to see, oh, what's happening there, oh, what's happening here.
Yeah,
Like you get to see everything. I mean, right now in the UK, I'm not sure if it's like the best time to go there right now, but like it's still nice to hear about things that happen here and there. It's like a nice surprise.
after like hearing what happened in Dubai and seeing all those like videos with like the floods and everything, I I don't miss it. I mean, I
It's
was there
probably
to experience
fine
it.
now. Yeah, I mean, like
It's definitely fine
yeah,
now. It's definitely
yeah,
like calmed down, but there were a lot of like things. The floods had ruined like buildings, malls, like malls roofs were falling. It was insane. So I mean, I've never seen something like that. So being like just hearing about it made me like scared in a way.
Wow. Okay.
So it's really different. But who says that we should only have one home? Like we can have two homes. We don't have to choose and just like stick to one.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
No, that's true.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's definitely something that, and especially since like since we're getting closer to like college, like having to go
Yeah.
to universities. I mean, I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm aiming for like the US, definitely. Or how about you guys? Where are you guys?
I'm definitely going back to the US mainly because I have a passport. So yeah, and
Fair enough.
yeah, so I really want to go there for my undergrad, but like one thing I'm worried about is like tuition, right? It's very expensive there. It's like
It's definitely
it's
like
Yeah,
like
the currency, there's definitely the
yeah, because the
currency
average income is like
difference.
very high already there, and like inflation is crazy there. So
definitely.
yeah, it's already like pretty expensive. So I'm having second thoughts. It's mainly about the fee. Like apart from that, like I definitely go there if I want for the fee. Yeah.
No, I'm on the same page as Shikha. Like I feel like US is really expensive as it is because of the currency and like how the conversions are. So I'm planning on either the US or Canada, but probably I'll end up in Canada
Oh,
because I do have a brother who
yeah.
is currently studying there, and it'll just be like I'm
Canada's
closer to him.
Canada's pretty nice
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Even Canada's great,
Canada's great, yeah.
Canada's yeah. Even the
But
UK
I
is
feel
pretty
like
good.
yeah, even the UK is good. I feel like once we start going to university, as we get used to it there, I mean, maybe we might feel like, as we make more friends, that might be our third home, You know what I'm
I
saying?
third whole point. Like we cannot just like stick to one home or like call one thing our home. Like once you go to different places, you're eventually gonna connect to people and the city in itself. So you don't have to stick to one home.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. So there's no thing that what do we call home. We just call our home wherever we end up and wherever we feel
Yeah.
connected to.
Yeah, exactly. Where we
Yeah.
feel connected to. That was what I was looking for. There you go. Whatever you feel connected to. It's all
Yeah.
about the connections that you make, and it's
Yeah.
all about like the experiences that I mean, even I've been in India like not even for that long, and I already feel like I belong here. So
No, that's so true. Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely a very fascinating thing, like just a connection can make you feel like,
I
that's where
totally.
you belong. Exactly.
Honestly, all of us are going to be going through a lot of changes in a couple of years, and inevitably we're going to end up at different places and like different paths, but it's up to us to like think about what do we call home in the end.
Well, I guess that wraps up our episode here. We pretty much answered the question. And I think this is a really nice discussion to have. And I hope you guys, the audience, know more about us and have enjoyed listening to this episode. Once again, thank you for listening. And there'll be a new episode next Monday. So make sure to tune in for that. And also make sure to rate our dish 5 out of 5 if you really liked it. And yeah, I guess that's it. Once again, thank you for listening and bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.